Our chiropractic journey actually began because of this little one right here. She was 10 weeks old, obviously my second baby, and she cried every day. And my maternity leave was pretty miserable because there was really nothing I could do to console her. And I wasn't what most people would call crunchy then. I was sort of tiptoeing into some more natural things, but I had a friend in my desperation. She said, "You just need to take her to the chiropractor." And I thought, why would I do that? She didn't get in a car accident, because that was all I associated chiropractic care with, was going to get in a car accident. And but I was at the end of my rope, and so I said, okay, tell me where to go. And so she sent me Kim's contact info, and I messaged her and made an appointment. And so she held Everly up by her feet, and she explained to me that she was gonna do that before I did it. And she said her body should take one form, but if it takes another one, we'll know there's something not quite right. Well, she held up Everly by her feet, and she looked like a little fish hook, like her body kind of curved in the letter J, and her one arm was just oddly not in the right place, and my mind was kind of blown. So she laid her back down on the table and did one adjustment, just one, and held her back up, and her arms flew up next to her head, and she looked totally different. And after that one visit, she was a different baby. No kidding. And so the last 2 weeks of my 12-week maternity leave were joyful and happy, and she didn't cry unless she actually needed something. And at that point, I thought, there's really something to this. And so I do think that it's the missing piece for a lot of people. In fact, my very first chiropractic experience, I was 16 years old, and I did get into a car accident. I got hit, rear-ended at a stoplight. I had really bad whiplash, and a lot of people experience accidents like that. But my mom, her response was, "We need to get you to a chiropractor." I didn't even really know what a chiropractor was, and she knew somebody that happened to work in that field, and so she sent me there. He adjusted my neck, and I let out like a shriek. It hurt so bad that I left in tears and was like, I never want anything to do with these people again. So from 16 until 34, how many ever years that is, you couldn't pay me to go in one of those offices. I thought they were all that kind of quack, I guess. That's what people call him. I mean, not to sound stereotypical, but I didn't want to go there. I was afraid. And it was interesting that when I first laid on the table, my body remembered that trauma and that adjustment for a long time. Yeah, I kind of had this response of like, don't touch me there. And but they are so gentle here and good. They're really intuitive to knowing what the body needs. And not that I have a lot to compare it to because we've been here for so long, but they're great.